I think that there is a great deal of misinformation and confusion about what exactly depression is.
My being depressed is like being alone, losing a part of yourself that you were real good at hanging on to.
You're told there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but when you get there, the pot is empty. As soon as you get there, the rainbow fades away. This is like a whole bunch of darkness.
Christmas time. Your mom buys everybody presents, and then you open your presents, and it's like socks. That's depression. That's the easiest way to describe it. So
not having a certain standard in society, not having a certain status of success, not having, I guess, that spouse or partnership you're looking for.
I think that when people feel depressed or experiencing depression, the experience is very isolating. It makes them feel powerless and as though they can't do anything about it, as if nobody cares. And then there's, I think, a level of shame of depression, particularly in the African American community.
Because they're afraid to tell somebody. A lot of people don't really listen and be trying to tell them the whole time.
Why do you think people don't care? If it's not something that's actually happening to them in their own life, it doesn't really matter to them. Like, if it's not directly affecting them, why should I care? You'll be all right. People go through stuff every day. Just get over it.
You got people out here struggling to pay their bills, and sometimes they end up paying them. So it's just like a momentarily depression moment. Like trying to figure out how to tie your shoe. Because that can get you depressed. When you love and you can't figure out how to do it, you get depressed. And once you learn it, it's over with.
I think that when we hear about people going to therapy, oftentimes many people in the Black community will look at that as some sort of weakness, right? As opposed to allowing somebody to help you through some hard times.
it's kind of like letting somebody in your head, and if they don't understand it, they can take it the wrong way. Like, I was going through a very suicidal moment when I was like 19, 20, and they took me to a therapist, and he basically told me he's gonna lock me up in a psych ward. So after that, it's just kind of deal with it by yourself.
If I was the person, it probably would take me a while to. Reason being, I don't really express myself much to people I don't know and to people I don't trust, because I have an instinctive feeling that someone might try to use it against me, or they may not understand, and I feel like I'll be wasting my time. Because even if I am depressed, me myself, I feel I know the reason why, and I probably one day can figure it out, which probably wouldn't be the best option for me to take, but I probably wouldn't. Now, if I grew up and I've seen men in my life not afraid to gain counseling, then probably I would, but you know, most men, most Black men, we don't need counselor. We'd rather be our own counselor.
I mean, men aren't even allowed to show weakness, like, at all.
You're not even allowed to basically cry and get called a punk or
So yeah, I
be
can see
weak.
that.
Because they're depicted as they're supposed to be the strength of the family, you know. So, you know, if they're looked upon as weak, then what are they really doing?
That's a hard question because people do a really good job at masking their depression. I am not one of those people. Like, when I'm sad, everybody knows it. But there are people who, you know, can carry on. My ex-husband, in fact, is one of those people. I would have never known he struggled with depression and anxiety in the ways that he did, because it wasn't something that he wore on his sleeve, but in actuality, there was all sorts of angst and issues going on the inside. So it's hard to tell. It depends on the person, I think.
Like, any slight alteration in like their mood or like their daily routine, like something that they'll normally be like excited about doing, is like, whatever, let's do something else.
It's like you can feel it in the air, kind of like when somebody's depressed or they're doing something different than their norm, like listening to sad music at 7 o'clock in the morning.
If they outright blatant, like in your face, yeah, but I mean, me personally being an average human being, I don't think I'd be able to recognize it because I may think you're just sad, but depression goes deeper than just sadness. So I may not. In a loved one, probably, but it depends on how they're showing their depression, if they're trying to mask it,
People consider suicide because it just gets too hard. I think the idea of putting an end to it sometimes seems easier than struggling through it.
It's the easier way to do it. It's like an out. It ends it. Like, you don't have to be in pain. You don't have to worry about being hurt, lied to, treated, It's easy.
It's like, even though the people that are around you say that they're gonna care if you do or not, like, in your head is, they don't care now, so why would they care if I'm not here? Like, their problem is gone. So they should be happy now.
I mean, sadness it can really like engulf you and make you feel like you have no options and like you're living a kind of hell of your own. And I think people just want the pain to stop. I think, the same reasons that people commit suicide are the same reasons that people become addicted to drugs or sex or alcohol. I think it's just really just trying to get the pain to stop. Oh, absolutely, yes. I think that the white community and the black community, or white communities and black communities, approach mental health and emotion very differently. When we think about stereotypes and the kinds of things that are imposed upon black people, particularly this notion that we're loud or emotional and things like that, when you have people buying into respectability culture, they want to make sure that they're presenting themselves in a way that is quote unquote civilized. And so in that regard, the concept of going to therapy or seeking help for emotional reasons or mental health used to be unheard of. It's getting better now.
But it's also like the white community has like this, they have the backing, like they can go to rehab or they can go to a therapist and not think a therapist is going to do them wrong or something like that. We don't have that. So it's like the only thing we did have then was religion. So they attach everything to religion. Yeah. It doesn't matter what you do. I wouldn't just go to somebody and tell them I need help because I don't trust them. I don't think they'll help me. And it's been proven in medicine that they're not helping us at all. That's it. I don't trust a therapist.
What I often say to people is feelings are fleeting. And what that means is that, you can feel one way in the morning, and by the time it's time to go to bed at night, you can feel a completely different way.
I understand, and I'm sorry for what may have happened to bring on that depression, and I hope that you can find a way to deal with it.
I'm here for you. I'm gonna get you some help.
It's okay not to be okay.
Things do get better. You don't be afraid to go to counseling, and absolutely necessary. It's okay to get help and maybe even go on medication for a season.